don't want him to get into the end zone first.
They're going to be working on that defensive front for Oak Ridge, no doubt.
So Strata under center.
Got his receivers spread
Kelly
out there
in
a little
motion.
bit.
They hand it off as he's trying to sweep left. And
Good
he gets
defensive play there.
line.
Good defensive play.
Short gain for Kelly.
Number 88, I believe, on the tackle for Oak Ridge. Good play there.
That's Finn Walker, junior defensive lineman. As they're getting the play for Klein.
Big down here for Oak Ridge, given up that big play earlier.
Play clock at 15. Strata
looking to throw.
Looks back.
Got a man wide open in the corner.
And that is a touchdown for Klein as he looks for his man again. That was Torrey Paul. First score for the game.
I wasn't even.
Well, no, you're not. Well, whenever I'm trying to lead into the play, the color guy comes in after. Okay. It's all good. It's all good.
I thought it.
So the PAT is going to be no good. David, what'd you see that you liked in that first drive for Klein?
Seasoned quarterback. Able to find his receiver. Perfect throw. Looks like a well-balanced offense when you think about it, Jackson.
That was a very good corner route, little fade into the end zone for Klein. But unfortunately, they were able to not get the PAT. So Oak Ridge only down by 6. We're going to get to see what this offense has in store. As you could see, Jaden Barnes, defensive back for Oak Ridge, is going to be back to return. Looks to be the lone man lined up over at the 15.
It'll be interesting to see how Oak Ridge responds here after giving up that score.
You know, the front line, they were battling pretty well in the trenches. It was unfortunate that that busted play on third down and Klein was able to convert there.
Yeah, the secondary really got tested in that series.
As they're going for an onside kick, is
And
good
I believe
recovery
Oak Ridge
there
ball.
from Oak Ridge. That was number 7, Nico Chavez.
Good
Caught
play.
him off guard. Yeah.
Good heads-up play. It'll give Oak Ridge good field position.
Right there, their own 48. Only need 52 yards to find the end zone. Just 8:35 here left in the first. Now we get to see what this Oak Ridge offense has in store. So senior quarterback Drayden Urbe in the gun. 2 receivers at the top of your screen. Gets set quick. Finds his man. That's James Scott. Nice 9-yard reception.
Good throw there.
That's that 6'5" frame. If you look at, he's going to be at the top of your screen now. Line it up. But Urbe, he's going to find his number 1 guy, and they're giving him plenty of cushion at the top of the screen, as it's going to be a handoff, as it's a run to the left. And that's number 4, Matthew Alacock. He's getting first-team reps.
Trenton Marshall on the tackle for Klein.
Looking to see how they respond after the short gain with the run game. Scott at the bottom of your screen. Looks like they're going to be bringing a press coverage. Now they're giving him a little bit of cushion. Another handoff as he tries to turn the corner off the edge. Breaks 1 tackle and gets down maybe 3 yards on that run from Alacock.
Going to leave him with 3rd and long.
Well, one thing that you want to see here is being able to convert on 3rd down. Big test here for the War Eagles. As you can see at the top of the screen, lined up at the 40, it's James Scott, number 1. I'd be looking his way. Urbe, bootlegs. Pocket collapses on him, and he gets tackled in the backfield. That's going to be a 5-yard loss. Now they're at midfield. David, would you want to go for it here on a 4th and long and risk having a turnover right there at midfield, or would you rather just punt it and see if you can get him pinned back maybe inside the 10?
Given their ability to move the ball early like they did, I would punt it. I would put as much grass between them and the end zone as I could.
And as you were saying earlier, Coach Blackshire, he does go to the analytics, and analytics are probably telling him that he does need to punt.
Good point.
A little bit of a high punt. Not a lot of hang time, able to get within the 10, and then it's recovered there from number 3, Turbo Jordan Jr. I love that name, Turbo.
That's a football name, isn't it?
If you have the name Turbo, you need to put on the Jets.
Kind of like, there's certain names in baseball that just have that ring to them. Turbo is a good football name.
Now Klein's getting lined up. They're going to be inside their own 20.
Now this is a big series for Oak Ridge. They need I know it's early, but they need a stop. They had some 3rd and longs earlier, and
they're crowding that line of scrimmage. They're trying to let them get beat in the trenches. It looks like that run was Jeckham, I believe, was in there on the tackle for Oak Ridge. Get a quick replay here. So Strata with the quarterback keeper gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Gets tackled just a few yards from the line. As they hand it off.
Big
Klein.
hole.
There it is again, looking for E.J. Kelly. Gets a first down. It makes you wonder what kind of film that they were able to study off of Klein leading into week 1.
I think they're just, they probably got the Oak Ridge War Eagles a little outmanned on that line, and they're just moving bodies right now.
Well, I know for a fact you have Nicholas Robinson, number 72 for Klein. He's a 6'3" tackle. As it's going to be a jet sweep to the outside. It's a tackle broken. That is Torrey Paul again.
Broken tackles has been something that has plagued Oak Ridge for years. Hopefully we'll see a reduction in that this year.
It's now going to be a 2nd and long. We're just under 5 minutes here as he went out of bounds. Ball's at the 32. Klein leading right now, 6-0. We're still in the first quarter. Anyone's game still.
Going to be an offsides on Oak Ridge there.
They're crowding that line of scrimmage, trying to get the advantage. So that's going to be our first penalty of our 2nd penalty of the night.
Yeah, officials discussing it. Might be flipped as an illegal procedure against Klein. We'll see.
False start, offense.
Yep.
Number 21. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Kelly jumped a little bit. Now it's going to push him back 5. As you can see, they are stacking the box. This Oak Ridge defense is continuing to stack the box. They know that with the formations that Klein has been running, they've only passed 2 times tonight. You know that they're going to try to run the ball, and having E.J. Kelly as your running back, they're going to continue to feed him.
Good stop there.
As you can see, coming in on the tackle, that was number 10, Christopher Salem, one of the guys in there on the tackle for Oak Ridge. As you can see the replay here. So it's a 3rd and long.
Need that defensive secondary for Oak Ridge to step up here.
So the last 3rd and long that you had for Klein, you saw it was a bootleg. Strada went to the left side, was able to find an opening with some busted coverage from Oak Ridge, able to convert, and that's what led to the first score of the game. So it's going to be a handoff as it's going to be sweeping again with Kelly. He's able to get to the second level, gets the first down, and then some. That looks to be about a
25-yard gain.
That was a 24, 25-yard carry.
Again, the broken tackles are hurting Oak Ridge.
Whenever you have 3 in the backfield, makes you wonder who's going to end up getting the ball as they hand it off to Turbo Jordan this time as he sweeps right. But we do have another penalty behind the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Corday Kaverin on the tackle there for Oak Ridge. Curvin.
Offense, number 23. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So Aaron Cortez, number 23 for Klein, was called on the hold. And that puts him back 10. So it'll be a 1st and 20. But as you can see from previous series, previous drive to be exact, you know, Klein has no issue moving the ball downfield. Rolling out left, looking downfield. And it looks like that's going to come down as a catch. That was number 84, which we don't have on our sheet.
Don't have a number on him, do we?
No, we don't have him on our sheet for Klein. If it could be 85, so it might be 84 tonight, Landon Nettles. If it was the tight end that you're looking for, I'd say that that's a tight end. No, yeah, he might be. I'd say that might be Landon Nettles on. That's a tight end style frame. As he's lining up, I'd say that he's your tight end. So Strada rolls right, trying to break for one, and he gets out of bounds for maybe 6, 7. So Grant Strada getting it with his legs.
It'll be a 3rd and short yardage.
So Jaden Candy was in on the tackle. It's another 3rd down here for Klein.
I haven't been keeping the stats, Jackson, but I think they have converted. Well, they've converted all their 3rd downs. They haven't punted yet.
Have not punted yet. They are, I believe it's 3 for 3 or maybe 4 for 4. And Strada, looks like they're going to be taking a timeout as the play clock was winding down.
Second charge
so it's going to be a second timeout of the half for Klein. That's one thing you have to have awareness is whenever that play clock is reaching 0. We've only seen 2 possessions now from Klein, only 1 from Oak Ridge. David, we've seen more offense with the time of possession for Klein.
Oak Ridge, I think, has only had, what, 1 offensive possession?
1 offensive possession. I believe it's senior night here for Oak Ridge. Pulling up, it was a nice full parking lot and a nice turnout in the stands tonight for Oak Ridge.
The Klein crowd looks like they travel pretty well.
I would agree. We start to see some ticks come off the play clock as Strada gets under center again. I formation.
Another whistle. And it looks like it's going to go. No, timeout.
Yeah,
First
Coach Blackshire.
Oak Ridge.
He saw something, wants to talk to his guys. So we're at midfield right now.
Yeah, they can't let. I know it's early, but they can't let this game get away from them. And right now, their defense is on the ropes. Oak Ridge.
And this is a big test as you're coming into your first game, especially since it's non-district. Obviously, you want to come out with a W. But this is one of those, it's pretty much like a preseason leading up to division play. You want to make sure that you're trying to get the best out of your team coming in. David, I have a feeling that right now these War Eagles, even though it's the first quarter, they're getting tired because this defense has been out there majority of this game.
Well, you know, you look at the at Klein. They're one of the few teams that doesn't run the shotgun, which tells me they're going to run the ball at you. And so far, they've done a great job of doing it. They've got the running backs. They've got an offensive line that moves people well, opens up holes.
They do have a nice size offensive line. Those are some burly boys down there. It's going to be another handoff over to Kelly as he gets himself to the second level and gets another first down for Klein. That was another third down conversion. As they are in Oak Ridge territory now, we are at the 2-minute mark of the first. It's going to be at the 39 now. Going with a little tempo now as they hand it back off to Kelly as he's dancing, but he gets
Good
stopped
open
in
field
the backfield.
tackle there. Good
Very
open field
much
tackle.
so. That was Jaden Candy, senior linebacker for Oak Ridge. So Kennedy, keeping an eye in the backfield, was able to wrap him up and take him down. You make sure you have good middle linebacker keeping an eye on whenever that tailback is getting the ball.
That was a textbook tackle. Wrap him up, push him back.
Kelly the lone back. It's going to be a play action, plenty of time.
Going for a post, not open.
So Strata's going to keep it as he's looking for the sticks, trying to get the first down. Gets it and then goes out of bounds. Looked like he wanted to get a little bit more. Good awareness from Strata, able to get that first down. It's okay. So as we see there, lining up with those three backs. Strata gives it. And that is Kendrick Brown, fullback. You don't see much fullback action anymore, but that was a rumbling, bumbling, stumbling kind of play.
He put a hit on there on Oak Ridge number Salem. He put a hit on him.
Kendrick Brown kind of reminded me a little bit of Mike Allstat. As they call Brown yet again. That's tackled by Jaden Barnes, senior defensive back for Oak Ridge. And as you can see, Klein is back in the red zone. Second and 3, plenty of time. Klein continues to play with that tempo.
Second down and 3.
As you can see, they're stacked in the box. And they give it to Kelly, and Kelly finds his way to the end zone with 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. So Kelly gets his first touchdown of the season.
Not much more you can say, Jackson, other than the fact that Klein is moving the ball totally at will.
Great offensive line play, good awareness, great vision. Looks like they're going to go ahead and go for 2 to try to tack on 2 more.
After missing that extra point in the first touchdown.
Get a screen there to Kelly, but there is a flag at the end of the play. See if it's going to be good or not.
Illegal shift, offense number 4. 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
That'll push Klein back.
Doesn't look like it's going to change their decision.
They want to make it a 2-possession game. Is a play fake. Halfback pass over. But yet we have another penalty marker on the field. Looks to be on the sideline close to Klein. But that was Turbo tossing it over to Kelly.
Illegal man downfield was a call.
Illegal man downfield, offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
Good eye, good eye.
With a halfback pass like that, that takes longer for the play to develop, and those offensive linemen can kind of get downfield a little bit too early because of the halfback pass.
Understandable. So Strata rolls left, looks downfield, wide open, and it's caught in the end zone for the 2-point try. That is Jake Bomber.
Klein is hitting on all cylinders.
So now they lead 14-0 with 9 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. As you're right, they've been able to take sole possession of this first quarter with their 2 possessions.
What was that, 3 extra point attempts, and they scored on all 3 of them?
Especially whenever you're back there close to 20 yards from the end zone.
Oak Ridge is finding out early where they're going to have to work next week.
And sometimes it's hard to, especially only having one drive, what kind of adjustments you can eventually make. So they might not have much going into this second drive for them, but at least continue to go with the game plan that you have in store. If you need to make those adjustments, obviously you're going to come back at the half, but assure your guys, keep that confidence going. You need to set that tone on offense. Let them know we have converted a first down. Let's just continue to play Oak Ridge War Eagle football, as it's going to be another onside and a big hit right at the Oak Ridge 45, but there is a recovery, and it's going to be Oak Ridge ball.
Yeah, the Klein might be trying to get a little, I think they smell blood. Let's put it that way. Either that or they don't have a very good kicker.
One or the other. But with it being non-district, you're going to want to try a couple things, see if you have a little trickery in your bag. But as Urbe is under center, actually in the gun, as James Saker goes in motion, Urbe is going to keep it as he stretches to the right side and able to get to the second level, maybe gets that first down. We're going to see where the line judge is. Yeah, he's going to get that first down. That's 10. As you can see, Urbe showing his legs tonight.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that's it for the first quarter.
Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford are your hometown auto dealers. We have been treating customers like family since 1970. So when you're ready for a new or used vehicle, go with the name you know. Gullo, Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. Shop GulloAuto.com.
Well, thank you to our sponsor, Gullo, for tonight's broadcast. Are you a Ford man?
Actually, I'm a Toyota man.
I used to drive Toyota. Nothing wrong with that. Gullo does have a Toyota dealership, too, in the Conroe area.
Yes, they do. A very good one. I actually bought a truck for them years ago.
I actually had a Tundra. I used to call it my Tundra tank. We're swapping sides of the field, and now Oak Ridge coming back, lining up with 4 wide receivers. James Scott at the bottom of your screen.
That was a quick quarter break, I'll tell you.
Very much so. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs for the War Eagles. Urbe rolls right, throws to the sideline, finds Scott. Actually, that was Logan Unterfinger with his first reception of the night. Good route runner, wide open.
He was. I know he wished he hadn't been forced to catch it on his knees because he had a lot of room to run.
That could have been a first down and then some.
It would have been.
But fine for Oak Ridge. Just breathe, play nice, play calm. You're only down 2 scores. It's okay. There's a lot of football left.
You're right. Keep your cool right now. Chip away.
Urbe hands it off. Alacock turns a corner. I'd say he's right at the stick. They're going to say he's 1 yard shy.
Looked like he got it to me, but hey, it's hard for us to make a call up here.
I know we don't wear those black and white kits down there. We don't wear the stripes. It's 3rd and short.
And we don't have that new technology the NFL has this year where they're able to use multiple cameras to determine exactly where the ball is on the field.
One of these days it'll make its way to our level. You're going to be lining up with trips right. Alcock in the backfield. Goes in motion. And Urbe's going to keep it, and he gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. That's the 2nd time he's been tackled behind the line. And it comes back down to that placement, 3rd and long or 3rd and medium, where you're placed at on the field. Do you want to punt it and pin him back? As you can see that Klein has no problem going upfield. Or do you want to try to go for it and risk giving him decent field position?
Well, at this point, Jackson, I think they're trying to keep the ball away from Klein if they can.
James Scott lined up in the bottom of the screen. Unterfinger, see him with the route running. It's a nice little dump pass, but short of the sticks, and that's going to be a turnover on downs as Urbe looked and found number 48, James Scare. Urbe able to get another conversion, but it was unfortunate that it's going to be a turnover on downs. Just 2 possessions for Oak Ridge. Punt on the first, TOD on the second.
I'm looking at that offensive line for Klein, and they probably have a 40 to 50 pound weight advantage per player.
It's going to be a handoff over to Turbo, actually a pitch, and Turbo gets met back at the line of scrimmage. I think I'm just going to call him Turbo all night.
Finn Walker had him in the backfield, let him get away, but I think he slowed him up enough to give that defensive front for Oak Ridge time to make the tackle. Looks like he only got a yard out of it.
So Strata pitches it back over to Turbo and gets tackled. Say that he gets maybe a yard on this one. So this is what Oak Ridge has been able to do. They've been able to stop him at fairly well, but whenever it's 3rd down, Klein kind of changes it up, and that's whenever they go for the pass, because when you're playing very tight, stacking the box, you don't have a lot in the secondary, and that's what's kind of hurting Oak Ridge right now because they're not expecting that pass. Play action. It's another bootleg, and it's another conversion, and that is a missed tackle, and finally brought down to number 23, Aaron Cortez. And that's what I was just saying, David. You know that the pass is coming.
Yeah,
he's been rolling left the majority of the time.
Yeah, they're disguising their plays very well.
Another handoff to Turbo as he breaks through the line and is tackled short of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that's probably clearly a 40 to 50 pound advantage to Klein on their offensive line. Looks more like a college line.
As Turbo gets another handoff and he gets the 1st down, able to convert.
I think the only thing that Klein is doing right now that's helping Oak Ridge is keeping the ball on the field, which is eating up more clock.
Very much so. As they hand it off, and this time it's going to be E.J. Kelly as he's stuffed right at the line. Nicholas Robertson, that 6'3", 335-pound tackle for Klein was able to get upfield.
How much did you say?
335 pounds.
Yeah, that's probably maybe a 60-pound advantage.
I'm telling you, you can just see from up here in the booth the size advantage of this offensive line. So you have these big gentlemen down there on the field. Why not try to run the ball? And I think that Klein's going to use their last timeout of the half because the play clock was at 3 as they were making those substitutions.
Yeah, Jackson, I'm beginning to see a little bit of penetration now from the Oak Ridge front. We've had 2 or 3 downs here where they've no gain or maybe a yard or 2. Earlier, Klein was just moving that ball with authority. I mean, 4 and 5, 10-yard chunks. And seems like Oak Ridge has made some adjustments. And I'm sure they'll make more when they go to the dressing room at halftime.
Yeah, I'm just thinking right now for Oak Ridge. This is the 3rd drive of the night. They've been successful. They've actually made it to the red zone. They've scored. Klein has scored every single time. And the time of possession has been all Klein tonight.
Well, at this point, just holding them to a field goal would be a morale booster.
And we haven't really seen anyone try to kick.
That's true. We don't know if they've got a kicker or not.
We haven't seen anything go deep downfield. All we've seen 2 onside kicks. We've seen a failed PAT, and then now a 2-point conversion from Klein. Strada hands it back off to Kelly, and Kelly.
Good hard hit there. Good hard hit. I think that Oak Ridge defense, Jackson, is finally getting tired of getting run over.
Yeah, Curvin on the tackle, showing that he has some swagger for these War Eagles.
And he probably was about 30 pounds or more lighter than the running back, and he put a lick on him. Loose ball.
Bad snap, loose ball. The smartest thing to do was actually fall on it, Kelly.
But you were right earlier. This game is not out of reach by any shape or form.
But as you can see, that looked like it was going to be a direct snap, but that was a bit of a miscue and unfortunate snap, which favors Oak Ridge. Is now going to be 4th and very long, and now we're going to see the punt team come out here for Klein. And you're going to see, I believe it's Jaden Barnes back to return. He's lining up, looks to be around the 15, maybe right at the 10.
We haven't seen their special teams tonight.
No, we have not. Little running kick
Bad
gets high.
kick. I don't think that kick traveled 10 yards, Jackson.
Barely made it back to the line of scrimmage. Now that was a 4-yard punt. We're going to get to see good field position yet again for Oak Ridge.
Great opportunity for Oak Ridge to kind of take some momentum going into the locker room here. Well, we've got 6:54. A good long drive here would be a tremendous boost for them and their morale.
And not only that, if you can eat up a lot of clock leading into halftime, you're going to get the ball back right at the – and if you put some points on the board here, all you're down to 7.
That's true, because Klein won the toss and chose to receive.
Let's see what this offense has in store for their 3rd drive tonight. Urbe with the snap. Gets set. Pocket collapses on him as he gets sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Actually, I don't think that was Nico Chavez who's in under center now.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where he had to do something with the ball.
Yeah, so junior quarterback Nico Chavez has come in for Urbe right now. So 2nd and 15 here. Trying to see what Oak Ridge is going to do.
Well, you got a first-year coach, and he's still trying to find out.
2nd charge time out of the half.
Still trying to learn what players he has, what their talent, their skill, how they play in a real game situation. And I'm not surprised he brought out a different quarterback at this point.
Be a bad idea if you were to try something with a quick slant with Scott, maybe a hitch pass maybe over there to Unterfinger, because you know you have a good route runner and you have someone who is a deep ball threat. He's very tall, strong hands, especially with Scott. And if you look at the secondary, they're giving enough cushion. So if you can get that quick 1-2 step on the corner, we're able to get there.
Yeah, that's true. Their secondary really hasn't been tested tonight.
Scott's going to be the lone man at the top of the screen. Oak Ridge with three wide receivers. Chavez. Pocket collapses. There was a good jump from Klein.
It looked like they almost jumped off sides.
Yeah, I know that number 11, Chase Battles, was there for Klein coming off the edge. This is now third in eternity now for Oak Ridge.
Third and tomorrow.
So 3rd and 23 makes you wonder what's the next play they have in store. Because right now, Klein's only bringing 3 or 4, so they know that they're expecting pass.
Chavez just being a junior.
So Chavez rolling right, sees some room, trying to get out of bounds, but is able to stop. But I'm telling you, David, if you see coming off the edge, Battles for Klein had it again. Not enough time in the backfield for Chavez to get set. Because if you look, just keep an eye on number 11, Battles for Klein. If you get yourself a good edge rusher.
Well, it looks like Klein has a weight advantage on the defensive front as well. Maybe not as much as they do on offense, but still a weight advantage.
So Turbo Jordan Jr. back to receive the punt for Klein. And he's going to let this one go out of bounds.
You know, the Oak Ridge defense showed a little life on that last series. Actually held them to a punt, first punt of the night.
See if they can keep that momentum going with just less than 5 here going into halftime.
Yeah, that defense for Oak Ridge has been on the field most of the half.
So it's another handoff from Strada. And they're giving it this time to number 11, Chase Battles.
Looks like Klein going back to their bread and butter here.
Nothing wrong with the smash mouth football, grounded pound. Relying on your offensive line. But Oak Ridge stacking the box yet again as they give it to Kennedy, and he has himself quite some space. He breaks one tackle. He's already going. He's at the 10, and that is going to be a touchdown as he falls into the end zone for Klein. That is his second rushing touchdown of the evening.
Yeah, good hard run there. I'm not sure he was ever touched, Jackson. If he was, nobody came close to tackling him.
That was a 64-yard rush there.
And he had breakaway speed, you could tell.
Well, we were talking about pretty much early with pregame as they try to pitch it to Kelly, and he finds himself in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Oak Ridge had a player in the backfield there, but he just stiff-armed him out of the way.
Makes sense why Kelly had 17 yards rushing last season and 21 rushing touchdowns. They're going to rely on the run game, and they're going to continue to feed Kelly. He is a workhorse back. He's elusive. He has speed, acceleration, all the things that you want in a running back.
Well, right now they are showing a well-balanced team. They've got good defense, good offense. They're able to move the ball. I think they would be throwing more if they weren't having such success on the field. I should say on the ground. I like what the football coach once said about the throw, only 3 things can happen when you throw the ball, and 2 of them are bad.
And I'm a little curious, coming back for another kickoff for Klein, are they going to continue to go with this onside? Because if you could see, Oak Ridge has made the adjustments. They are keeping it tight in between the 40 and 50.
Well, and the thing about that onside too, it says that you really don't respect the other team's offense, because you know if they catch, if they recover the onside, they're going to get good field position.
That's another onside, but that is a good recovery there from
Very
Oak Ridge.
good, very good.
This is going to be excellent field position here for the War Eagles as they're bringing their offense back, just trailing 22-0.
He was 1 broken tackle away from a score.
Going to see what this offense has as Urbe comes back.
On that play too, you don't see it too often, but the offense does not have to let the ball go 10 yards.
Nope.
And I think he fielded that ball about 7.
So Urbe gets set, finds Scott with a quick hitch as he breaks away, and that's what you want to see. Going to your number 1 receiver, gets a first down and the conversion. 6'5" TCU 3-star recruit getting it done.
It's a third first down of the night for them. Need to carry on this momentum.
Almost in the red zone here tonight. They'll be their first trip in the red zone if they make it. So lined up in the pistol is Urbe.
They got their starting quarterback back in too, Jackson.
Yep. And it's going to be a handoff this time over to Caden Reyna.
Yeah, Urbe back in there. I think you made that comment earlier.
Yeah. I know that they did this quite a bit last year with Oak Ridge. They would swap with Urbe, and he's no longer with Oak Ridge this season. But I do recall that they were doing 2 different quarterbacks from time to time.
Then there's different theories on how that strategy works.
Now Oak Ridge lining up with 2 on the top of the screen. 4 wide receivers. Urbe rolls right, trying to get away, looking downfield, looking for James Scott in the end zone, and it is an incomplete pass. But there is a penalty marker down.
Don't see an early indication yet.
I'm seeing it's over by
Outside. Defense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
And I will say this. Oak Ridge has been playing a very disciplined game. All the penalties tonight so far have been on Klein.
True.
Tight bunch receivers. It's going to be a play
Good hole
action.
there.
And there it is. That's a broken tackle right there, and that's going to be trying to get towards the end zone. I think that was number 8, Titus Braboy, tied in and getting into the red zone now for the War Eagles as they have 2:40 left here.
It was the fake handoff that sold that play.
It was that play action. This is kind of what you want to see out of Oak Ridge. You're in the red zone. All you need is get that first score of the game, get that weight off your shoulders. So in the pistol, Reyna gets it. He has plenty of room as he's sweeping and gets tackled just short of the goal line. I'd say he's maybe 2 yards, but following his blockers, good vision there. They're going to say that he was down at the 4?
4-yard line.
They're going to say he was down at the 4.
Looks like we may have a
This is
timeout
the
here.
2-minute timeout.
2-minute warning.
Clock operator, please reset the clock to 2 minutes.
So the 2-minute
Thank you.
timeout is something new now this season because we haven't really seen a 2-minute timeout in the high school level.
You mean a 2-minute warning?
Yeah, they're just going to call it a 2-minute timeout.
Okay.
But I know what you're saying. Because I remember back in college when they didn't even have the 2-minute warning. But as you can see from the replay, Reyna had good acceleration, and as he was getting tackled, the awareness to lean forward and not get pushed back. Had a somersault move with that one.
Well, it appears, to be honest, Oak Ridge has just gotten tired of getting kicked. I mean, they have been getting kicked most of this half. And we're beginning to see some signs of life here and saying, look, I mean, you're going to come to our home field and kick us up and down the field? I don't think so.
No, we don't want that.
They really need a score here. They need a touchdown.
Urbe, Reyna in the sidecar. Motion for Oak Ridge. Urbe's going to keep it, following his blockers, turns the corner, and he dives for the pylon, and he's going to – is he in?
Looking for an indication.
He's in. That's a touchdown for Oak Ridge. They finally get on the board.
That was big.
And Urbe diving for that pylon. We're going to see that replay following the PAT. So waiting for the PAT. Chavez going to have the hold. Good hold. It's going to be blocked. Not enough time.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take 4 steps instead of 3 on the kick.
PAT attempt is no good. But let's see that replay coming up.
Yeah, a 3-step drop on the extra point is typical, but walk us through that replay, Jackson.
All right. Well, you see here, Urbe is in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to follow his lead blocker, which is Reyna, able to turn the corner, dives for that pylon, and took a second for the line judge, but he puts those hands up, saying it is a touchdown for Oak Ridge.
It looked like he reached out with the football. He went out of bounds before the top pylon, but he reached out with the football. If the pylon goes down with the ball, or it's a touchdown.
It is a bit risky whenever you are extending that ball because if it fumbles in the end zone and goes out of bounds, that's going to be a touchback. So second time here kicking off for Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge trailing Klein.
I know it's only 1:54 left, but what Oak Ridge does, how they respond to this after that touchdown is really going to matter.
And Turbo takes it
There
from
you go.
the 15, gets tackled at the 30.
Good open field tackle there. I think that was number 27 for the War Eagles. That would be Aubrey Jackson.
Yeah, so Reed Jackson, number 27, sophomore defensive back, playing special teams.
A good open field tackle. He was the receiver was getting up some steam, and you were wondering, was he going to break a bunch of tackles? But Ari really did a great job there, open field.
So Strada gets a snap, fakes it, looking for a screen as he finds Kelly. Kelly breaks the shoestring tackle, and he's finally tackled. Looks like that was 88 Finn Walker.
A little extracurricular activity. I tell you, the player that made that play was Christopher Salem. He fought off a block That play didn't go near as far as it could have because of his effort to fight off that block and get a leg or get a arm on the running back's leg. Otherwise, that one might have gone for a good ways.
It looks like this is going to be on Oak Ridge. This will be their first penalty tonight.
And it looks like it was unnecessary. I mean, it was one of those, the guy that, when there's extracurricular activity like that, it's always the second guy who gets flagged. And I think that was what happened there. He didn't start it, but in responding to a hit, whatever.
Waiting for white hat, head referee, umpire.
Are they going to wave it off? No.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 40. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the first penalty is going to set up Klein right here in midfield at their own 49, 51 yards left to the end zone.
And they've still got plenty of time.
Well, they don't have any timeouts left. They burned a lot of those early in the game. Play clock under 15 for Strata. There's going to be some movement. That's going to be offsides. It's I believe that's number 74.
75.
75, Chance Carter.
False start, offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Jackson, that's something you see early in the season is the differences in conditioning. First game, practice relatively short, and when players get tired, they don't pay attention to the snap count.
Clock operator, we're going to run 10 seconds off of the clock. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:11. Oak Ridge has.
As you can hear, there's going to be a 10-second runoff because you don't have any timeouts.
We could see some big differences in performance late in the game because of that conditioning issue.
So first time you see Strata roll right, able to get it to Kendrick Brown, his fullback.
Good play there. Gave up some yardage, but didn't let him go by. Did not give up the broken tackle.
Second and 7 here. Less than 40 left in the first half.
And looks like we're going to have a timeout.
And it looks like it's going to be the last timeout. You're right, David. Last timeout here for Oak Ridge in the half.
Oak Ridge.
I like what I'm seeing now, Jackson, from Oak Ridge. I know they're down by 14 points, but, man, it looked like they were on the ropes early.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what kind of adjustments they're going to talk about during halftime because Oak Ridge is going to come back and get the ball. They're going to receive starting off, and what we've seen so far from Klein, they've been continuing to go with that onside kick.
That's a good point. How they respond in that first offensive series in the second half is going to be make a statement.
You're able to shake off the rust. You were able to finally score on your fourth drive.
And it's a good evaluation, you might say, of the coaching staff and how they get their team prepared for the second half.
And I can attest that this defense, they have been on the field for Oak Ridge quite a bit tonight. And it's a snap, pump fake, throwing downfield. And it is a reception that is caught. And then I believe that is number 6, Torrey Paul. That's his second touchdown of the night.
Just a pretty flag pattern there. He got a step on his on the corner. Quarterback laid it in there.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage, man-to-man. Paul able to get that extra step as they go for 2, and it looks like they are
good,
successful. So Klein coming back strong, responding after the touchdown from Oak Ridge, and now leading by 24.
You know, you really got to give Kendrick Brown a lot of credit. I don't think, has he had an incomplete pass tonight?
No, I don't think that. I don't think Stroud has had any incomplete passes tonight. Maybe he's had one, but they have really relied heavily on the run game. And whenever they do decide to pass, they've been successful.
His accuracy has been exceptional. I mean, he laid that. He hit his receiver perfectly in stride on that play. I think there was only about a yard of separation between the defender and the receiver, and he laid it in there perfectly.
And it was good seeing how Paul was able to get that separation. It's unfortunate now for the War Eagles. And now with 26 seconds left here in the half. So we have ourselves a nice kick downfield. And it's going to be returned from Jaden Barnes as he hugs the sideline and he gets past 25. I'd say he went out of bounds around the 27, 28. So 22 seconds left here.
They do have a kicker.
They do. I'm surprised he's not on our sheet. I'm looking for place kicker or kicker in general. That number is nowhere on the Klein roster. Rather unfortunate, but hey, with a 24-point lead, no need to try to get the onside. Urbe. And there it is again, number 11 off the edge. It's Chase Battles. He's been disrupting that offensive line for Oak Ridge tonight. I'm telling you, David, just keep an eye on number 11.
Yeah.
Wonder if he chose number 11 because of Micah Parsons.
That's the end of the first half.
Well, that is it for the first half here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. As the sun is set, we're going to have our halftime festivities with the band from Klein and their drill team, and then obviously we're going to have the Oak Ridge band and their drill team. So we're going to go ahead and mute ourselves, and we're going to come back right before the second half starts, and David and I will fill you in on a couple stats. But leading right now, Klein 30, Oak Ridge 6. And we'll see you in a little bit. Hope you have yourselves a good one and enjoy the festivities for halftime.
and gentlemen, Klein High School and Principal Shannon Stoll are proud to introduce the award-winning 25-26 Klein High School Bearcat Marching Band in their halftime performance. The section of the week is Mellophones. The leader of the week is Pete Honeycutt. The marchers of the week are Kimberly Rivera, Everett Olson, Charlie Scott, and Ellery White. The band is under the field director of drum majors Santiago Manrique, Ethan Alvarez, Tallulah Willie, and Aubrey Featherston. Tonight, the band will perform a portion of their 25 field production entitled The Blue Hour, featuring music from Daft Punk, John Adams, Peter Graham, Radiohead, Pentatonic, Sun Lux, and Carol Britton Chambers. Klein would like to thank our sponsors, Dr. Chang with Chang Dermatology, Results in the Family, Lotus Recyclers, Spring Regulatory Sciences, and all our wonderful Klein band supervisors. Let's go Bearcats! Good evening and welcome from the award-winning Oak Ridge High School Liberty Bells dance team under the direction of Rebecca Barber and April Zimmerman. The 2025-2026 Liberty Bells officers are Logan Bledsoe, Lieutenant; Addison Duncan, Lieutenant; Grace Dorenflow, Lieutenant; Rebecca Loomis, Lieutenant; Savannah Norris, Lieutenant Colonel; Alyssa Thomas, Lieutenant Colonel; Joe O'Neill, Colonel. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Ava Villarreal. The Dancer of the Week is Addison Collier. Tonight, the Liberty Bells would like to dedicate this performance to the seniors and their parents for all of their hard work and support. And we would like to wish all the seniors a fabulous performance. Now sit back and enjoy the Liberty Bells prom routine to Nat Hit, My Sharona. Take it away, ladies. And now, the pride of Oak Ridge, the award-winning War Eagle Marching Band. The band is under the direction of drum majors Matthew Navarro, Elizabeth O'Donnelly, Ryan Reagan, and Natalia Lopez. Featured twirler is Beatrice Williams. Section of the week are seniors. Officer of the week are quartermasters. Marcher of the week
Let's welcome back onto the field the visitors, the Klein Bearcats.
All right. David, we are officially back. How are you doing? How was your halftime break?
Very good, very good. Sitting here thinking about Oak Ridge and how they're going to have to make a statement coming right out of the locker room. They're going to get the ball first, but they've got to move the ball in this initial series could set the entire tone for the rest of the second half for them.
I agree. And if you go back to what we saw in the first half, especially Klein was getting a lot of pressure on Oak Ridge. And if you kind of see number 11, Chase Battles, off the edge, he has been able to disrupt either Urbe or even Chavez in the backfield. You got to at least allow your quarterback to get maybe 3 seconds to get set and get the ball out, because if you're having someone that effective off the edge for Klein, it's not going to help your pass game at all.
Yeah. Real quickly here, let me check in with something.
Okay, no problem. But one little thing that we can look at is before we start the second half, here comes the lights. This is one of the new additions that they have here over at Woodforest Bank Stadium. But I want to fill you in on what's happening around the district right now, especially we had some games last night here at College Park. Played last night, and they won 73-6 over the Cypress Park Tigers. And the Woodlands Highlanders played here last night against Katy Cinco Ranch. They shut them out 27-0. Right now, I see that Conroe was on the road, and they won 34-7. The Willis Wildcats, right now, close to halftime, it's still 14-14. Caney Creek Panthers are trailing the Waller Bulldogs 21-7.
I believe that game's also on the Condor ISD Moorhead Stadium channel. Am I correct?
If you feel like you want to go support, that is the Buddy Moorhead stream on the CISD channel. Then we have New Caney there at halftime, trailing 13-7. So it's Barbers Hill Eagles against the New Caney Eagles. Grand Oaks Grizzlies, they are up 21-0 against Spring Lions. I'm sure that's being played over at the
Gullo Stadium.
Yeah. Or is it the Planet Ford? Isn't it Planet Ford?
Yeah, I think it's You're right, Planet Ford. They built a new stadium down there near the airport. That's the one I was referring to, the Gullo Stadium.
During the playoffs, I actually went to go see the Conroe High School game over at the Tomball ISD field, and that was a nice setup that they had, especially how close you are to the field. And Klein's kicking it off with another onside kick, and that's recovered from Oak Ridge. That was number 5. That was Jeremiah Matthews.
Yeah. Now's the time to find out if Oak Ridge has made some adjustments at halftime. You know, Jackson, there before the end of the first half, Oak Ridge was beginning to get a little bit of momentum. What has been their nemesis is giving up the big play. They gave up that big long pass right there gave up that score with inside of 2 minutes left in the half to Klein, and it really hurt them because I thought they were getting ready to go to the dressing room with some momentum, only trailing by a couple of scores. They gave up that big play and went in trailing by 3.
Oh. So it's a false start there. It's going to be a false start for Oak Ridge.
False start, offense, number 52.
So that was
5-yard
Terrence
penalty.
Stinson,
Replay, first down.
right tackle. And as you can see, number 11, Chase Battles, is lining up right in front of him. So it kind of makes sense that you're trying to get a jump to try to protect your quarterback, Drayton Urbe. So, 4 wide receiver set. Battles off the edge, and he gets to the quarterback right away as he sacks him.
Yeah, that offensive line for Oak Ridge is really challenged right now.
For injured player.
He took a hard lick.
So we're going to have ourselves
He'll probably have to
an
come
official
out.
timeout at the time. But that is one of the things that the adjustments they needed to have coming into the second half is needing to isolate number 11, Chase Battles.
And he'll come off under his own power. I imagine he'll sit down a play or two and they'll put him right back in there.
And Chavez is going to come in quarterback.
Klein sure didn't make any adjustments to their game plan. They're coming fast and they're coming hard. About a 12-yard loss on the play.
Chavez rolls right. Here comes Battles trying to get to him. Chavez able to give it to Unterfinger for the reception.
Good play there. He's going to have to roll out all night. He's not going to have time. He's not going to be able to do that 3-step drop. He's going to have to roll on each play.
You're going to need to continue to roll left if you're going to have Battles coming from your right side. Trying to look up any information on Battles. I think that
those deep slants ought to be open right now.
So right now, I'm seeing a committed post for Battles with Lamar just over here in the Southland Conference, as it was a pass intended.
A little underthrown there.
That was Titus Braboy. It's going to be a 4th down. They're going to bring their punt team out here.
Not the start they were looking for.
No, you don't want to have a 3 and out to start off the second half coming in from a break at halftime. And I believe that's going to be Turbo Jordan back to return.
Good kick.
Good bounce. Turbo's going to get it and try to turn around. Good short return for Turbo.
Good downfield punt coverage there for the Oak Ridge War Eagles. What I said earlier about the offense now is going to apply to the defense. They're going to have to set the tone for the game here, or for the rest of the game. They were getting back on their heels in the first half.
Strada hands it off, and looks
good
like
play
he's
there.
Going back. Excellent defensive adjustment.
I think that was the first no-gain play for Oak Ridge defense tonight. They'll give him a yard. I think it was more closer to no gain myself. Let's put it this way. He was hit with authority.
So it's 2nd and 9 now. It's going to be a keeper for Strada as he runs on the outside of the tackle, does a spin move, and able to get the first down there for the Bearcats, as they are continuing to show that they can still move the ball on the ground here in the second half.
Yeah, I continue to be impressed with Strada. He's a full package tonight, throwing the ball well, running the ball well.
Another handoff.
Big hole.
They're going to go ahead and give it to Kelly again, and he gets tackled right at midfield. But one thing that I did learn during halftime, I had to look up E.J. Kelly a little bit, because coming into tonight, last season, 1,700 yards on the ground, 21 rushing touchdowns, learning that he is a commit for SMU. Estrada rolls left and looking downfield, trying to break, and goes on the opposite side, north to south, able to get the completion, finds his man. That was Jadon Nbodu, and gets another first down.
Estrada has the ability to put the ball where he wants it, and it makes no difference if he's rolling right or rolling left or in the pocket. That kid's going to be playing on Saturdays somewhere next year.
Estrada gets back under center. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Looked like they were attempting an option pitch, but we do have the first penalty marker of the half.
Typically where you see a hold, we'll take a look here.
Personal foul, face mask, number 6 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, they get all in a bunch in there, and it's easy to get your hands on a face mask when you're bunched up like that, trying to bring him down.
Now the 2 penalties tonight from Oak Ridge, they have been those big yardage penalties, so that'll put them 30 yards against them. So Estrada's in the gun as he rolls left again, gets set, throws to the middle of the field, and that is going to be a touchdown. Right there, finds his man. That's number 80. Jadon Nbodu.
I left out something earlier when I was talking about Estrada and his capabilities in throwing the ball, running with the ball. He's also exceptional in finding the open receiver there.
And the way that the defense were playing more of a zone there allowed the time for the opening in the zone for Estrada to find his man, as they're going for the 2-point conversion, and they are successful yet again.
Well, the good news for Oak Ridge is this is a non-conference game, or I should say, well, yeah.
Non-district.
Non-district, thank you. I think they'll have, 2 more non-district games before they begin district play. So they've got time to reevaluate.
And as I can see,
again, like I said earlier, Coach
Blackshire
he's still evaluating himself, trying to determine the talent he has, where their strengths are going to be, where their weaknesses are going to be.
And Klein, they also have their first-year head coach, Nick Caduti.
Yeah, but I think he's got a lot more size than Coach Blackshire has.
As we are District 13 6A hosting District 15 6A team tonight. Klein, another onside, and it is
goodness,
coming out of his hands, and it's going to be recovered from Klein.
That was a great move there. Didn't catch the number.
It was Jeremiah Matthews, number 5.
Trying to catch it on the run, and
he had the acceleration. If he was able to contain it, he would have been gone. The referees are going to talk because it might have not made the 10 yards.
Well,
it was touched by.
I don't see a flag on the play.
And the referees are still talking. We do see that Klein is bringing out their offense.
Get an indication here.
So it will be Klein's ball.
Okay.
45-yard line, first down and 10, Bearcats.
Estrada, play action, throwing downfield as he finds a man, and that's going to be a first down. That was number 81, Kane Bolin.
Kane Bowling, number 81, with the reception.
Again, able to find that downfield receiver.
Ball is spotted at the
Really just good football instinct.
first down and 10.
I thought he was just trying to throw it away since there was pressure on him.
Now, I think he saw his receiver coming back to the ball, which is what a receiver should do when you see your quarterback in trouble.
The way that he can improvise,
Yes.
especially right now, because under duress, he's been able to keep it calm, cool, and collected for that Strada. And it's another handoff over to Kelly as he breaks a tackle from the line, and he's trying to find a crease as he's getting there, and he goes in for the score yet again. 37-yard rushing touchdown.
He takes it in for a Bearcats touchdown.
That is his third rushing touchdown tonight.
Just too many weapons for Klein tonight. Too many weapons.
As they go for another 2-point conversion and are successful. And this was to Kelly yet again.
Edward Kelly Jr.'s reception is good.
So Klein leading now by 40 here in the second half. We're just barely 4 minutes into it.
Yeah, hopefully maybe we'll see some fresh jerseys on the field here in the second half, at least in the fourth quarter for Klein. With this game well under control.
It's unfortunate the defense didn't even have enough time to get some rest in after Klein recovered the onside.
In a game like this, giving your second, even your third string players, third on the depth chart, some playing time can really help you later in the year in those tougher contests.
And San Diego State University, thank you for your support of Conroe ISD.
Klein's lining up, tee it off.
Worked last time.
We haven't seen anything from Oak Ridge since the second quarter. That was whenever they scored the touchdown. That was the Herbe rush whenever they made it to the red zone for the first time. As you can see, Klein ready to kick it off. And it's another.
And that ball didn't go.
It was touched
It
before
looked like
the
it
10
was
yards.
touched. It looked like it was touched before it went 10 yards. I do see a flag on the far side of the field over there.
There's a flag on the play.
Now if I'm coming out here, second drive of the second half, you can feel that you have a little bit of frustration because you're wanting to move downfield, not get enough time on the offense. This is when you need to keep a level head. Don't play disciplined football and have faith in your offensive line. Not only that, allow enough time to try to find your key guys on the outside if you're trying to go with the pass game, which you had James Scott, number 1, and then number 3, Logan Unterfinger.
Yeah, they've pretty much taken Scott out of the game. Oak Ridge quarterback just hasn't had time tonight to make any throws.
I'm telling you, it's number 11, Chase Battles, who has been disrupting them off the edge.
Well, we've got a minute here, Jackson. I noticed the NFL, they're going to be playing with that weird kickoff formation they did last year. You got any thoughts on that?
Well, one of the things is always been about player safety when it comes to the NFL, and if you look at what they've done, a lot of less concussions in recent seasons for the NFL, and it takes time to get used to it, but there are some things that are good for the game, and we can kind of branch off into baseball. You see that they added that pitch clock a couple years ago. The only thing that I don't like that's still going on with Major League Baseball is still in extra innings you have the ghost runner, except for in the playoffs. That is the one thing that I could do without, is having a man starting off at second base whenever you hit extras, because it is a bit of an advantage for especially the visiting team, because they're going to start it off, and if they can score a run, I know that you get the same thing going on with the offensive side whenever the home team comes in, but if you're trailing, it hurts.
Yeah, but I like the fact when they brought in that pitch clock, because the games were taking too long. You know, I remember hearing that and I think the record may have changed, but there was a long time there where the record length game, as measured by the number of innings, and it's probably occurring back in the 30s or 40s, took less time. They played more innings in less time than the average baseball game took today. Now, I don't know if that record still, but it just goes to show you how the games have just taken longer and longer to play. You know the song, Take Me Out to the Ballpark, it's got that line in there that says, I don't mind if I ever get back. Well, what they were referring to is, in the old days, you could go out and watch a baseball game almost during your lunch break and go back to the office. And you can't do that anymore. So the pitch clock, I think that was a good move. I'm not sold on that kickoff formation that they're using now in the NFL.
Yeah, I wish that I could actually go to a baseball game during my lunch hour.
I mean, that they ran on the field, they ran off the field. And in those days, the batter did not get out of the batter's box. He stayed in the batter's box the whole time. You know, he didn't get out and readjust his gloves and that kind of, probably didn't even have gloves in those days. But the game moved a lot faster.
We also have to look at, they didn't have a lot of ad time because television.
That's true too. Good point. Yep.
You have to have that revenue come in from somewhere.
Yep. You got to pay the bills.
Now, see, we're still waiting. Conversation between the coaches. This has been a long break, especially for that penalty, trying to make the decision what's going to happen. But I still think that Klein touched it early.
Yeah, he did. He did touch it early. It looked like to us up here.
Those penalties by both teams.
Oh.
Illegal touching, kicking team.
Okay.
Then also blocking before the 10 yards. We will add 10 yards and re-kick.
Well, that sounds like two penalties against Klein, blocking and illegal touching. I guess he did say two penalties, but he didn't say for each team, did he?
He didn't say which team, but we know that Klein did touch early.
So I think it was both penalties.
But if it was blocking, then I guess it probably would have been blocking early from Oak Ridge, because you're trying to make sure that your guys get the ball.
Well, you know, it could have been against Klein, though, because you've got to you can't block somebody away from the ball until it's gone 10 yards. And I think that's what they called him on. I could be wrong.
Now they're going to be kicking off from the 50. With the 40-point cushion for Klein, why continue to kick the onside? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the strategy is there, because they've got a good kicker. They did have one deep kick. You know, sometimes coaches tend to overthink the game. This strategy might work good against Oak Ridge. Not too sure it might work good against another. Now we have another whistle.
Another penalty. But I could see some emotions on both sidelines from these rookie coaches.
Yeah, the coaches are getting a little upset here. And what's sad, though, is this is not an important part of the game. I mean, if there's not I hate to say a non-important game or part of the game, but kickoffs are almost a formality, unless you're talking about a close game where you really want to get the ball back and the onside kick.
It looks as though that Klein has been trying to make a statement this entire game. showing we just want to continue to get the ball back and run up the score.
Yeah.
Which it,
Yeah,
as you can see by the scoreboard, just by that graphic at the bottom of the screen, they are leading by 40 right now. But there's been more downtime than there has been play time here in the second half.
Yeah. Well, it's a situation where the officials have to get the game back under control too. When the coaches' tempers start beginning to flare, you need to get everybody under control. Looks like the officials are trying to do that.
Especially, we have ourselves a long weekend ahead. It's going to be Labor Day weekend.
Holiday weekend.
Yeah, there's going to be so much college football this weekend. Are there any specific matchups you're looking forward to?
I think the one everybody's wondering, Ohio State and Texas. I don't have a dog in the fight, truthfully, but it's gonna set the tone for the rest of the season for those two teams, I think.
Yeah, rematch of last year's college football playoff. You're gonna get to see Arch Manning under center.
We're gonna find out if he is as great as he's made out to be. I'm not saying that with great Nick. With being negative. But, when you're hyped as much as he has been.
And especially whenever you had Quinn Ewers last year, his final year, and he actually got drafted by the Miami Dolphins in the later rounds. But Coach McDaniel in Miami saw something good in him. He does have the ability to throw the ball deep. And I'm kind of curious if he is going to get much playing time. You make sure that you have yourself a decent backup quarterback in the NFL. But yeah, I agree that is the hot game. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen on Monday night whenever North Carolina, because Bill Belichick is going to be coaching the North Carolina Tar Heels, and this is the first game we're going to see Coach Bill Belichick since he left the Patriots and had that 1 year off.
Yeah, you're right. Good observation.
I'm wondering how his recruiting went and what this North Carolina.
And that Ohio State-Texas game, that's an early start, isn't it? 11 o'clock?
It's an 11 o'clock game. That should have been a prime time Saturday night game.
I think the Saturday night game might be, it's 3 o'clock. I was thinking that Alabama and Florida State, but I think that's going to be a 3 o'clock start.
We are resuming play yet again, and that did not go 10 yards. And Oak Ridge is making sure that we're not touching the ball. It's going to be Oak Ridge ball. So there will be a penalty, yet another penalty flag. Going to see where they're going to spot the ball here. But this has been little to no ticks off the clock as we talked about, the new dynamic kickoff. We talked about back in the day with baseball, and we talked about a couple of the rule changes with baseball. We even covered a little college football right before we've even had a lot of play resume here.
We got to cover a lot of topics in that amount of time, didn't we?
Well, at least we don't have the audience with some dead air tonight.
True.
I'm a little curious what's going on with the Astros. I know that they are hosting the Angels.
I did hear they got a full 2-game lead over the Mariners at this point.
It's a tight race as Unterfinger's back in, and he's able to pass it over to James Scott. Actually, no, that was Unterfinger with the reception.
At this point,
go ahead, David.
No, at this point, any forward positive yardage for Oak Ridge is a good thing.
We're going to be seeing as this pocket is going to be very tight, little to no pocket, as you can see battles lining up, and you're going to see Urbe continue to roll left, so he can get some time in the backfield. We got ourselves a handoff, and that's Caden Reyna. And there was a fumble on the play, and it looks like it was recovered by Klein.
I thought there was a fumble on the play there, Jackson. Looked like the ball had come loose. I was looking for the indication.
That was Jason
Good
Thompson.
hard hit.
Yeah. Jason Thompson on the recovery. We're going to have ourselves an official timeout. So some more extended downtime here. And one thing I can do is see what else is happening within the districts, because as we came
Ruler
back
on the
from
field, the player's down by contact. Be third down.
Okay, so it was not.
No, not a fumble.
Down by contact.
Oak Ridge keep the
Oak
ball.
Ridge continues to keep the ball. So as play is about to resume, I want to see what else is going on within the district. Try to see some updates. Not much has changed on the Grand Oaks side of things over in spring. They're still leading 21-0.
Could be wrong, Jackson, but I think there's going to be more parity in the district this year. College Park made a statement the other night, last night, as a matter of fact.
Over the last couple of years, as we'll go into it after this play, trying to get more protection in the backfield. So it's a play action pass.
Looks like the ball was deflected from the line of scrimmage.
Threw it behind his receiver. That was number 48, James Sakir, or Scare, which is going to be a 4th down. We're going to see the punt team.
And we're still in the 4th quarter.
No, we're still
in the third quarter. Excuse me.
Yeah, 4th down. I know where your brain was at.
This may be one where they're just going to let the clock run in the 4th quarter, but we'll see. Our run continually. It'll take both coaches to agree to that.
Turbo Jordan back to return for Klein. Plenty of time to boot it off. Turbo gets himself maybe a 6-yard return. And we're going to see Bearcats bring their offense back out on the field. So that was the second possession of the half for.
That was a very long possession when you include all the penalties and
Downtime.
Official conferences.
Yeah. But you're right, kind of going back, discussing the parity that is here in the district now. We always know that the Woodlands is in that top. They're always in the top 1 or 2, even the 3, but I'm kind of curious what's going to be happening with Willis, as it's a handoff. I believe that is to Kendrick Brown, the fullback, getting himself a short gain for Klein. But over the last couple of years, it's pretty much been the Woodlands and Willis here in the district. And Conroe was able to make the playoffs and go further than they have in recent years. They made it to the second round, into the area round last year, where they did lose to, I believe it was Cy Branch. And College Park was able to make the playoffs, as it's going to be another handoff.
Short gain there. At this point, Oak Ridge just try to keep them on the ground.
And that's going to be Brandon Brigman, who's going to be seeing some touches now for Klein. Because a couple of years ago, it came down to Oak Ridge making the postseason. I think it was the year of, it was either 2022, 2023, the last time they made the playoffs. Estrada rolls right.
I think he's going to keep this one.
Yeah, he's keeping it as he finds the sideline and gets a first down and a fresh set of downs.
Again, that's a quarterback, that football instinct.
As we can see, getting near midfield now for the Bearcats.
Estrada,
go ahead.
Estrada's not a big kid, but he's a smart kid. His ability to find the receivers, make good throws on the run or in the pocket.
But it's more of his the way he improvises, and looks like it's going to be a timeout.
First charge timeout, Klein.
Play clock was winding down, so now they're burning their timeouts. And you can see
some frustration there on the sideline for Klein.
But nowadays, whenever you don't have huddles and you're getting signals from the sideline, or even a player coming in giving us what the play call could potentially be, it has changed the game a little bit compared to even you see in the college level. Some games they have these big billboards out or poster boards with pictures that mean something.
Well, yeah, sending the play in or signaling the play in from the sideline is supposed to be quicker, but sometimes it takes longer if the coaches can't make the decision to get that play in fast enough, and I think that's what happened in that particular case. They took too long to get the play in, and then by the time the play was in, Strata just wasn't watching or looked up and saw the 25-second clock and had to call that timeout. Actually, I think the timeout might have been called from the sideline for that reason. It was about to expire, and Strata wasn't paying attention.
So it's going to be a jet sweep handoff. Gets a medium gain for the Bearcats. I think that was 81 Kane Bolin. It's an interesting.
It has been a long third quarter.
Very long. And as you can see what's going on with Oak Ridge, they're still stacking the box. They're trying to play very tight. And another handoff. I think that's Kelly's back in. Short of the sticks. Now I think that was actually Brigman again. You know, with the type of game that he's had tonight, we might not see
Illegal
Edward
formation
Kelly anymore.
Offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
He's already rushed for over 100 yards, 3 scores. And you have this type of a lead. You don't need to continue to feed your bell cow back. Let them say call tonight. You had yourself a good one to open up the season. Let's let our other guys get some reps in.
Right, that'll help you late in the year when
making that postseason run.
During the district play to get some depth in there, get those players where you got players who can come in and give other guys a break. He's going to be short of the first down, about a yard, it looks like.
Yeah, Brigman able to truck his way. It's going to be 3rd and short.
I don't think you were able to finish your comments about the lead, the district and the parity in the district.
Well, over the last couple of years, it's always that 3 and 4 spot that have always kind of been very undecisive. Sometimes it's been College Park, Conroe, Oak Ridge, College Park. This is going to be another handoff this time to the fullback Brown. Just short of the sticks. Now, he's been able to keep it going, and he finally gets his way out of that scrum, finally pushes it 4 yards and gets another first down for Klein.
Is that a flag on the play? Something on the field. I think it's been out there all night. Not sure why, but not a flag.
No, I think that might have been a towel. But over the last couple seasons, those 3 and 4 spots have always been on a constant rotation for the playoffs. Just how young, let's look at Grand Oaks in general. They're a young program. They're still looking for that first playoff berth.
Good open field tackle there. I'm sorry, Jackson.
It's okay. But it's one of those things. You're looking at Grand Oaks, and they have themselves a nice quarterback. He's a senior. I believe his name's Smith. And they made some decent strides last year, but were just short of the playoffs. Because if you look back a couple of years, New Caney had a dominant season. They had a great run game, and it's blanking me off the top of my head right now, but that running back actually did commit to Michigan State, but then he relocated down here back in the South. Estrada throwing off of his back leg, and that's one of those first incomplete passes that we've seen from him.
I think that is one of his first incomplete passes. I don't think he's had too many. Anyway, go ahead. I've interrupted you.
Oh, no. We're trying to keep the game going, but you don't need to apologize about the interruptions. I'm just letting you know what's been going on within the district. And I'm kind of curious to see what Grand Oaks has in store this season, because they really are hungry for that first playoff berth. But as we discussed earlier, College Park making a big statement, huge, massive win last night. And We know how the Woodlands plays as Strada rolls right, throws, and that was almost intercepted. That was Jaden Barnes. But the way that Strada was getting set, didn't have much time to plan himself and wasn't really square as he was throwing.
Yeah, that's one that Barnes will be reliving in his dreams tonight. That would have definitely been a pick six.
So it's now a 4th down here, and Klein's going to keep their guys on the field. Play clock is now winding down at 10. They might have to burn another timeout or take the penalty.
I think they'll take the penalty. No, call a timeout.
Second charge timeout of the half. Klein.
But I'll tell you what, we are still in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
One of those games that we thought was going to be very fast-paced, especially with the way that Klein's been running the ball all night. A lot of downtime here in the 3rd quarter. But looking at circling back to see what could potentially happen within the district. Conroe, they're playing well. Unfortunately, don't want to be negative towards Cleveland, but Cleveland has always not had, they haven't won a game in quite a while.
No, they don't have the talent pool.
They have the size for a District 6A school, but they have always been at the very bottom of the rankings here in this district. And I'm looking at New Caney. They might turn it around a little bit. Haven't had a chance. I might game if I'm not calling a game here on a specific night. I live not too far from New Caney. Might make the trek if they're playing on one of my off nights and get to see what's going on, especially if it's going to be a district game. It's Klein lining back up, going forward here on 4th down. Strada going downfield, and there is going to be some penalty markers at the end.
I believe it'll be pass interference against Oak Ridge. And we're
Defensive pass interference, number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And we're still in the 3rd quarter.
Yep, that's Curvin who was penalized on that. It looked like they kind of run into each other. And that was Torrey Paul, the intended receiver, and he sold it really well. So the penalty gives new life for Klein as they are feeding the ball back to say that is Brigman, and he finds his way to the end zone for
and he was never touched.
Yeah, a 27-yard rushing touchdown. Klein is 3 for 3 here in the second half. So now, as they go for 2 yet again, Brigman with the handoff and trots in for the 2-point conversion. It's now 54-6, all Klein.
Yeah, you could watch the Klein offensive line just reestablish that. I mean, they're pushing the line of scrimmage back, or forward, I should say, as far as they want it to go.
And this offensive line for Klein, we've talked about them a few times this evening. They are some big gentlemen that are being able to protect, push around. It's just been bedlam in the trenches, and it's been all Klein.
I think they'll be a team to look to watch in their district.
You could pull up what else is going on in District 15 6A, see who else that they now. I'm sure that all the Klein schools are in that district. I remember back in the day, it used to only be 3 Klein schools, and now I don't even know how many Klein schools there are. I know we have Klein, Klein Kane, Klein Collins, Klein Forest, Klein Oak, Magnolia Bulldogs, Magnolia West Mustangs, and then the Tomball Cougars, Tomball Memorial Wildcats. Kind of went a little Forrest Gump on there. Klein Oak, Klein Forest, Klein Kane, Klein Collins, Klein.
A lot of growth in that area, though. A lot of growth.
Very true. Because
looks like we're going to have a real kickoff here.
Looks like it with the way that they're lined up. As they're kicking it deep. It's a returnable one. And that's a good return here from Barnes as he's breaking tackles. He's already, there's a flag late.
Late flag.
Looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Oak Ridge, which is going to negate the great return from Oak Ridge. I understand that you're playing with some emotions this late whenever you're trailing as big with a 52-point deficit. But that's the type of disciplined football that you know that Coach Blackshire doesn't want to see. I know it's senior night here for Oak Ridge, really early in the season, but whenever you have as many schools within that are operating, especially right here for Woodforest Bank Stadium, everyone needs to, because they pretty much host 4 teams here. With Oak Ridge, Grand Oaks, College Park, and the Woodlands.
This could be offsetting. We'll have to look and wait and see. And we're still in the third quarter, Jackson.
I think we should have started a stop clock and see how long a lot of the downtime has been.
I wish I'd looked at my watch.
Personal foul, blindside block, receiving team. Then after the play is over, dead ball foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team number 28. To assess both the penalties, be first down, Oak Ridge.
So that'll be a 30-yard penalty.
Pretty much. You had yourself close to a 60-plus yard return, and that penalty is going to set them back in their own territory near the 30.
No doubt, some, as you mentioned earlier, some frustration on the field at this point. But that's good. I mean, Oak Ridge will go back tonight. Get in the locker room on Monday. Coach will tell him, put this one behind you.
So Chavez hands it off. And this time it looks like it's Alacock getting some touches, and we're going to have ourselves
timeout for injured player.
An official timeout.
Coming into play here.
A couple of those storylines that we were discussing coming into tonight, especially if we're looking at Oak Ridge. Now, as we know, last year they were 3-7, ended up being 3-5 in district. I believe those wins came from against New Caney and Cleveland, for sure, those two, and maybe one against Caney Creek. They had 6 starters return here on offense, 7 on defense.
That's not many.
And Coach Mark Schmid, it was his swan song a little bit last year, not the way that he wanted it to go, but we tip our hat to him after he decided to hang it up right out in the sunset. And Coach Blackshire is the one who stepped in here for his rookie year as head coach. The fact that he's a 27-year-old head coach for Oak Ridge. And he was recently the defensive coordinator at Magnolia. Chavez looking downfield, couldn't find anything, and it's going to be a sack from Klein.
I'm sure Coach Blackshower would have much rather had his first game against a team with a little equally matched with his own players.
Because if you look at a couple things coming in just about Klein in general, they came up just one short of their first playoff berth last year since 2018, so they were on the cusp of making the playoffs. And Kadudi, it's his first season on the sideline, as we said earlier. And he was at Fulshear for the past 4 seasons, and he took the Chargers to the postseason all 4 years as his time in Fulshear.
Whistle on the play.
You know, going to be a
Delay
delay
game, offense, 5-yard penalty. We play third down.
Looking ahead, Chavez, 3rd and long, drops back as he gets sacked yet again. And who is it?
Just not enough time back there.
Chase Battles.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a night.
Doing a little recon with some of the downtime we've had tonight and checking his social media feed. He had a interview with a little bit of a talk with Montana State. And as you know, if you follow any FBS college,
That's the end of the third quarter.
We finally reached the end of the third quarter, Jackson.
we have finally finished the 3rd quarter tonight. A little fun fact about Montana State, if you didn't know, they actually did make it to the FBS championship.
That's the end. Your third quarter.
Actually, the FCS championship, I apologize.
Right.
They ended up losing.
Let me guess, North Dakota State.
I cannot recall who they were playing against. But Torrey Paul, receiver here for Klein, he actually is going to commit to Lamar football, which they are in the Southland Conference. And E.J. Kelly, he did commit himself for Klein. He said that he's going to go over to SMU. I know we don't have signing day until later in the year, but a lot of these players getting the exposure. But I see that the Montana State Bobcats, they're trying to recruit Chase Battles right now. I don't know, a couple of the highlights that we've seen from him tonight, already getting 3 sacks. You could add that to your huddle account for your recruiting. It's a not ideal punt here for Oak Ridge, as it is a favorable bounce for Klein, as they're going to recover it and decide to run it back, and they are just short of the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Timeout for injured player.
Injury timeout.
So there is another official timeout here. See what else is happening within the district right now with some downtime.
That was pretty neat, the lights earlier. The, what would you call those, Jackson? Action lights? Is there a name for those, for that design particularly?
Maybe we can ask one of our guys here in the booth if they have the...
That's gotten really popular, those stadiums.
Well, I know I was talking about it earlier whenever I went to the Conroe playoff game, where I got to see that layout of the Tomball Stadium, because the kind of the bowl that they have, because there's no track around it. The only stadium kind of close to us that still has a track basically is Moorhead. But if you look, there was just the low level of the bowl around, and it was pretty much seating, as it's going to be a handoff and another score here for Klein as they continue to pile on. It's now 60-6 pending the extra point. They're 4 for 4 with touchdowns in the second half. A lot of these stadiums are starting to add accessories and little things here and there, and some improvements that continue to happen here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, as the kids refer to as the bank. And the extra point attempt is good. I'm surprised that we actually saw a PAT.
Yeah, I think they put all of that in the category of pageantry. The lights. Some people might call it sizzle. The LED technology has come so far in a short amount of time. You'd be surprised how little energy these lights actually use.
So we are pinning the kickoff yet again. So you think they're going to...
I think they'll kick it deep.
You did see a decent return from Jaden Barnes that got nullified by a lot of the penalties.
Yeah, 2 personal fouls.
Checking back in the scores within the district right now. So going into the fourth quarter, Splendor Wildcats are ahead of the Cleveland Indians right now. And we know it's 61-6 here between Klein and Oak Ridge.
A little bit of a pooch kick.
It's going to be returned. Barnes on the run. Is able to get to the 40.
Yeah, pretty good run back there.
And I can see that Grand Oaks still pitching a shutout there, 34-0 over the Spring Lions. It's actually turned into somewhat of a game between Barbers Hill and New Caney. New Caney's leading 14-13 right now.
That's a game.
Now Waller are ahead of the Caney Creek Panthers, 42-7. And while it was a close game early for the Wildcats, they were tied up against the Aldine Falcons. They're now leading 28-14. And they're on the road. And out of the 3 games from yesterday, as you know, Conroe Tigers 34-7.
I think Conroe's going to have a pretty good team this year, Jackson. I think they're going to be, I don't think it's a given that typically the Woodlands is always the favorite. But
well, it's always 1-2 punch has been Willis and the Woodlands.
Woodlands
I am curious to see.
Woodlands lost a good many starters on offense, but they do have their quarterback back.
And the Woodlands have always been able to develop.
Offense, number 48. 5-yard penalty. First down.
But I am kind of curious. We were talking about this a little bit. We were going in on that NIL conversation about a lot of these high school players that are starting to commit to colleges. Are they getting any incentives committing with these universities? As it's going to be a nice run. Alicott getting maybe 6 on that carry.
Looks like he got back the yardage lost on the penalty. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see this year how the NIL affects college football. Because, you know, it has to have an effect.
It's been mostly the Wild Wild West as Alicott gets himself another handoff and
good run there.
Good run. But I agree, it has been since you've been able to start paying players at the collegiate level. And if you just look at the transfer portal now, how everyone starts to move around so much.
Yeah.
We're lucky that it hasn't made it to this level here in high school. I know that there are some students that do end up moving because they want to go to one of those better high school football programs, but it doesn't happen that much. You can't just uproot your life and family, as it's
Good play here.
For Urbe as he gets a first down and then some, looking for his second score of the night as he is in for the touchdown, goes 52 yards. We might get to see those lights following the touchdown.
There we go.
There they go.
We'll have to find out where that's controlled, Jackson. I don't know if it's controlled here in our press box.
Actually, it is. It's Milton. Milton's behind us. He's the one who's doing it.
Good job, Milton. Probably not too much of a need for that tonight, but I can see that being now. Here's your question. We'll have to ask Milton later. When there are two CISD schools playing here at Wood Forest, do you do the lights for both teams? Or
Oh, 100%. It's a full. What would be even nice after the extra point attempt is good. And let's look at this replay here. Great way to sell the RPO.
Yep.
Because it looked like it was going to be a sack in the backfield or even just stuffed. But Urbe decided to keep it for himself and now gets that 52-yard rushing touchdown. And finally, we see some life from this Oak Ridge offense.
Well, that was very good morale for them. I mean, the game's under control for the Klein, but it gives the Oak Ridge players an opportunity to kind of look at themselves and say, you know, we can do it. We can get it done.
Bit of a confidence booster. And no matter what, however this game concludes tonight, this is one of those that you're just going to look at the stat sheet. You're going to go ahead and wad up that piece of paper, throw it away, forget about it. You're going to come back and do your film study, of course, and go off of what you were able to do.
Well, like you said earlier, Coach Blackshower inherited a program that was 3-7 last year.
It's going to be a returnable kick here for Klein. And that is Bolin going to the opposite end of the field, and he's getting himself a rather fine return as he finally goes out of bounds. I'd say he got himself 40, 45 yards on that return. But as you were saying, David, yes.
No, whenever you take over a program like this, first thing you got to do is find out who really wants to play football. I remember a coach years ago saying first thing he had to do is ask the players, do you play football because you want to play football, or do you play it because your mother and your girlfriend want you to? And he's probably still in that stage, trying to find out who really wants to play football.
And just 3 years ago, or I believe it was, back in 2023, you had yourself a 4 or 5-star linebacker here at Oak Ridge, Justin Williams, who plays for Georgia in the SEC. We're going to see him on Saturdays this year. And not only that, getting to see the way that he plays, I loved whenever I was getting to call those games and seeing him on defense.
Well, the other thing, too, and this is not a reflection on Coach Schmidt in any way or form, but his decision to go ahead and step down, he might have looked at the talent that they had at that point and said this might be a good opportunity. And now the opportunity for Coach Blackshower is to build the program using the players that he has.
Just short of the first down marker for Klein, but there is some more extracurriculars going on. And late in the game like this, especially whenever it typically turns into a blowout, your emotions get the best of you. And that's where listening to Coach, making sure that keeping a level head. I'm a little surprised that Strada's still in for Klein.
This might be his last series.
I was thinking that maybe Carter Littell could be coming in. And it's going to be another handoff here to Brown as he pretty much plows his way upfield. Not only you have yourself a stable of backs here at Klein, but you're also feeding your fullback. you don't see that many fullbacks get the ball anymore. So the scheme that they're running here, and as I'm saying, pun intended, they are running here at Klein.
That could be the fact that Oak Ridge is really, they're challenged in the defense at this point. And again, if you can run the ball, I mean, there are teams, if you never had to pass the ball, they'd probably never pass it. Like I said earlier, 2 out of 3 things when you throw the ball are going to be bad.
That was a handoff over to Kenny James for Klein.
But for tonight, they can run the ball pretty much at will.
Kind of curious what the stat line is going to be once this is all said and done, because we know that Klein has pretty much rushed for over 200 yards tonight.
At least. And probably thrown for another 150.
Kind of have a feeling that they're probably closer to 300.
Might be a 600-yard game. I don't know.
Here's Klein. 3 backs in the backfield. Getting set. It's going to be a keeper. And you just see the way that they continue to block. Estrada is in for another touchdown for Klein.
I think the term you were looking for earlier, Jackson, was manhandle.
Just looking downfield, number 77, Jamison Patterson. It's not even Nicholas Robinson, number 72, who is this hotshot offensive lineman. I was seeing number 77, Jamison Patterson, pushing this defense up the field. We're going to have ourselves a penalty from Oak Ridge trying to block the extra point. We have 7 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the contest at Woodforest Bank Stadium tonight.
Offsides, defense. Replay to try.
A lot of penalties in the second half. Most of those are probably out of frustration.
Klein with the extra point attempt. He splits the uprights. So it's now Klein 68, Oak Ridge 13, and 7:15 left in the contest.
I don't have the schedule in front of me, but what are we looking at for games next week in the district? Jackson?
And let me see what I can pull up for you real quick, my friend.
Will still be probably non-district games.
Yeah, it's typically 3 weeks in non-district, 2 or 3 weeks. No, it's 3 weeks now because you have 7 district matchups. So as we look ahead, as they're lining up next week, it's going to be Conroe hosting Hastings at Moorhead, and then
They should be favored in that one for sure.
College Park will be hosting Klein Kane.
That'll be a good
Here.
game.
That'll be a Friday night game. I'll actually be calling the Klein Kane College Park game. And it's kind of a rematch because Klein Kane and College Park did face off in the playoffs a couple years ago. But you know that Jeremy's back with us. He took a season off last year. Glad for him to be back with us.
Yeah, Jeremy does an outstanding job with play-by-play. A little bit of that squid kick there. Good reaction there by Oak Ridge to pick that ball up. Get it into Klein territory. Looks like it'll be fielded about the 47-yard line, 48. Oak Ridge hasn't quit. We'll give them credit for that.
I agree.
What are the games you were talking about?
Well, I see that next week it's just going to be Conroe and Hastings at Moorhead, and College Park and Klein Kane here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
Are those Thursday or Friday night games?
Both Friday night games.
Okay.
So we have our Thursday nights to have a little R&R. And then the next week, College Park and Conroe. Actually, no, week 3 is whenever district play starts. So there are only two matchups.
Two non-district games.
Yeah, so district starts week 3 now. And looking at the schedule for Oak Ridge, as they get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, Pruitt was on the carry for there, but he gets stopped right at the line. But looking ahead with Oak Ridge, their first district game is going to be on the road at Cleveland. But they are going to be playing on the road next Thursday against, I think it's Stratford? Yep, Stratford. They're going to be on the road. Yeah, non-district game. So yeah, district play will start in week 3. It's going to be another handoff.
Good handoff.
It's a nice, good run up the middle.
That'll be a first down.
Senior running back Ethan Pruitt. We are now officially at the halfway mark here. So Urbe still leading this team at QB. It's going to be another handoff. It looks like he's got himself some extra space in the second level. Pruitt on a tear.
No flags on the play. I haven't been checking the numbers if they, Aldine has put a lot of fresh jerseys out there, but I believe they have, Jackson. I think I see a lot of fresh jerseys on the field for Klein.
And Pruitt, good vision, able to get a little juke action. Now they're officially in the red zone. Oak Ridge able to punch it in here. We're going to get to see another light show. Urbe feeds Pruitt again.
Trying
gets
to reach
himself a yard.
Yeah, trying to reach ahead there, get a little bit.
The ball's on the 8 here in the red zone. Kind of curious. Going to continue with the run game. Maybe RPO, quarterback, keeper. Last time that they had the ball, Urbe was able to break for a 52-yard run. Does he give it to Pruitt again? Does the spin move in the backfield?
Good. Good.
Urbe
Improvise.
kept it.
I don't think that play was designed that way. Do you?
They fooled us. They fooled me.
I don't think that was a design play.
We'll see. We'll get that replay following the point after. But I had my eye on Pruitt the entire time.
It looked like it was a stop in the middle, and
fed it back over to
Urbe just happened to follow along. We get a replay here, like you said, after the extra point.
So we had a blocked PAT earlier, but the extra point attempt this time looks to be good.
The extra point attempt is good.
Get some flashing lights yet again, waiting for the replay to come, and here it is. So we do hand it off, and then, yeah, he pitched it back a little lateral over to Urbe because
that was a good job of acting by Urbe. What do you think? Was that a design play?
I think that they might have been talking and discussing some things, but say, hey, we can go ahead and just do another option. If I'm going down, are you going to be right there with me? And he was there. Urbe letting Pruitt know.
If it wasn't a design play, it might be designed on the chalkboard next week. We'll find out.
Able to cut the deficit now to 48. Oak Ridge trailing Klein.
Typically in that type of play, though, you see a quarterback or a pass, you know.
That was Urbe's.
Toss back pass.
Yeah, that was Urbe's third rushing touchdown this evening. Standing by for kickoff, and it's another one deep. And this time it is Paul yet again. Torrey Paul with the return.
Inside of 5 minutes. I hate to jinx it and say this quarter's going fast, Jackson, but
Now, David, why would you do such a thing like that?
I think that last 12 minutes took 45.
Just looking at my watch, wanted to make sure, see what time it actually is. I'm not going to announce that on the broadcast. But I did see that on my Apple Watch, Snoopy was having a candle and his jammy jams on. It's going to be another handoff here for Klein, and barely. I would say that Trey Polk was a little slippery there, running through the line. This has been nothing but the Klein run game all night. And yeah, Strada's still in under center for the Bearcats.
Changing gears here a little bit. You know, you have to give credit to the bands, high school bands in games like this. They have a good time. Regardless of the score, they're going to have a good time. Both of the bands here are now getting into it.
And they're about to start their competition coming up soon for UIL.
They carry it into, be close to a first down. The music at this time of the game, my daughter was the drum major for Oak Ridge. They'll start playing what they call their stand trash.
How many children do you have?
3 girls.
3 girls.
I guess they call it stand trash because it's not part of their competition program.
You know what we have in common, David? We're girl dads. It's going to be another handoff, this time to Brown, as he continues to power his way through, and
he just won't go down.
No, when you're a big body fullback like that, it takes 3-4 War Eagles to bring you down.
That looked like a rugby game right there, didn't it?
Massive scrum. He would not be denied. We're coming in on the 3-minute mark left here at the game.
I don't think the bands have stopped playing the entire, probably since halfway through the third quarter.
I'm a little curious if they're incorporating any new music, because I think I started hearing some Kendrick Lamar from a couple of schools last season. And it's another carry, this time from Kenny James as he gets a first down.
I don't think we'll see another pass tonight, at least from Klein.
No, the bread and butter of this offense has been the ground game. Their arsenal of running backs is impeccable tonight.
When you look at their offensive line, they can move. They reestablish the line 5-10 yards downfield.
This is a 2-minute timeout.
So we have ourselves the 2-minute timeout, 2-minute warning.
So that's new this year, huh?
I believe so. I don't remember there being a 2-minute timeout last season. What'd I tell you? He started walking across my screen. He had his candle and his nightcap on. Technology is so weird nowadays.
Policies of Conroe Independent School District, and please do not appear to enter the playing field at the conclusion of the
It's going to be a long weekend ahead for these students. Going to get to enjoy your first. I know school just started back, and you're already getting your first day off.
Yeah.
With the Labor Day weekend upon us.
And some good college ball to watch.
I would really love to sleep in tomorrow, but I know for a fact being married to a University of Texas alum, I'm going to have to watch the game. And I'm not saying that as a negative. I am really looking forward to what Texas has in store this season.
It should be an outstanding ball game. I'm going to be teaching a hunter education class, so I won't be able to watch it.
But at least you can at least tune in on a couple of the updates on your phone, correct?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Klein's back on the field lining up. As you can see again. It's going to be another handoff. And that is Brown again.
I'm surprised they've still got their starting quarterback in there, don't they?
They do.
I'm surprised.
And David, I was talking about newer music, and I did hear from the band. I don't know which band was playing. It might have been our Oak Ridge band, but that was some Lil Nas X, Industry Baby, featuring Jack Harlow. I heard that. I told you long ago. It's one of those good songs that can get you hyped up.
There you go.
So Strada under center. It's another handoff to Brown as he stretches, turns a corner, and goes out of bounds. And just 1:09 left. And that's going to be another first down here for Klein.
The first and goal.
Actually, it's going to be 3rd and short. I thought that where the line judge was, right where the stick is, I assumed that was going to be a first down, but it's now 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
3rd down and 1.
Klein trying to break the 70-point mark. It's another handoff, and they are in for another score. Now that is Trey Polk now, the senior running back. He gets touchdown, and that's going to be 74-20 here.
Klein making a statement here tonight, Jackson.
Very much so. They kick the extra point, it'll be a 55-point difference. Right now, leading by 54.
Did you say Oak Ridge has Stratford next week?
Stratford is next week. They are going to be on the road. And the extra point is good. So it's now a 55-point lead here from Klein. We still have 1:05 left.
Stratford, one of the older schools in the Houston district. Way out there on I-10. Are they 6A?
They should be 6A. I'm unsure what district number they are. I can pull that up real quick. I will say that the Wi-Fi here at the stadium has been very good tonight.
So where do you grade the lights, Jackson? What score do you give the lights? The new show lights. I'll call them show lights.
Are we doing a numeric grade or an alpha grade?
What do you think about them?
I like them. It's an A++. It's fun. And what is football? Football's fun.
Yeah, it does add some, like I said earlier, pageantry to the game. I think it would be a little bit more exciting if it were a closer game.
I agree. It's unfortunate.
We'll have to ask the operator after the game, is there any other sequence of patterns, whatever he can do. So far, I think we've only seen one tonight.
So I believe
I think that the idea here is they call that a strobe. Would you call that a strobe effect?
I would say yes. But I remember whenever we had the hurricane last year, as they're kicking it off deep, and it's going to be returnable here, trying to go to the opposite end of the field. But Barnes gets tackled. But whenever we had Hurricane Beryl last year, the lights were affected here at the stadium. Because I remember when we were doing orientation, you could look up and see at the light post, we lost a couple light heads. But to answer your question, Stratford is 6A and they are in District 17.
Okay.
So less than a minute here. If you're Oak Ridge, would you continue to run some plays, or would you take the knee and call it a night?
I think you go down swinging, Jackson.
As Captain America would say, I can do this all day. It's a handoff. Tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, that's going to be part of the evaluation process, watching the game films for this. Coach Blackshire and his staff will look at what they've been able to do, what they were not able to do, probably more what they were not able to do tonight, but then reevaluate that, look at the talent we have and say, do we need to come up with a different game plan? I know that may sound like a simplified approach, but
even just coming back and simplifying the play calling, it's going to be another handoff.
well, are we taking advantage? Are we utilizing the talents of the players that we have in the best manner? Like we said, we've got a receiver out there tonight, a college receiver, top recruit, who's pretty much been out of the game.
And that does it for tonight here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
I have an injured player over here for Klein.
But as the clock hits 0, we call it a night here, and Oak Ridge is going to go home with the L tonight, unfortunately, as Klein wins this one 75-20. And David?
It's going to be a long weekend. Well, I mean, what can you say in a game like this? Long weekend. We'll come back next week.
It's one of those where you're going to come back on film study. You're going to look at what you did, and you're going to look at your positives, and you're going to also have to look at some of the negatives. But it's one of those games. It's a non-district game, so easily you can kind of crumble this piece of paper up, throw it in the trash, but you still have to look back and see what can be made, what adjustments can be made, and improvements going into your next week with your next non-district game before district play starts in week 3.
And you really have to feel for Coach Blackshire. His first head coaching, game. But hey, I'm sure he's up to the task. I'm sure he'll make a few calls, talk to some of his mentors, and get these guys, get them ready to play next weekend, next Friday. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. It's good to see you again, and best of luck this season. I hope that we get another one together. But my friend, we're going to have a couple highlights as we conclude tonight's broadcast for everyone of the students. Make sure that you all get home safe. Everyone watching at home, have yourself a great Labor Day weekend. For all of us that are here in the booth, thank you for the Conroe ISD stream. I'm Jackson Cochran for David Laney. Take care and have yourself a great rest of your weekend.